Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 with the Rude Man. What the hell's wrong with this game? There's an update every damn day. I started 10 minutes ago trying to get on the game, and there's another update that took about 10 minutes. At least it wasn't 30 minutes like the one last week. Just Thursday we had one. Am I going to have to turn this game on every damn day to check to see if there's an update? Because I don't play this game anymore, so the only time I turn it on is when I'm on a live stream. It's a pain. Anybody that's playing Baldur's Gate 3, there was a big update on that today, too. Thank you, Scorp. In, home, or out today? Ultimate, hello, how are you doing today? Let me get some flight going here so I can get up out of the house. Flight mode. Still haven't found another map I want to play, so I'm still on this one. All right, I think on Thursday I did the flying, but I forgot to put the speed on. So I can fly like really fast. It doesn't seem all that much faster, but then what do I know? I'm just a guy who plays games on the internet. At home. So how long were we on Discord the other night, Scorp? A couple hours at least. Longer than that, maybe. Scorpion gave me a tour of all his Minecrafting. Man, he's light years ahead of me on Minecraft, on his world. Potatoes? Oh. I didn't remember planting these. I must have got them all planted, huh? Hey, good on me. Okay, I got to get these guys going. It's going to take them forever to get this straw off the ground. I don't hear any noise. Does anybody hear any noise? Oh, I don't have anything running. Okay, never mind. Oh, woe is me. Life sucks and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, Jimmy Crackcorn, I don't care. Hey, Scorp, you weren't on Thursday. Look at this is the quicker picker upper for you, right here. That's all for you. I wanted to distinguish the least one from the one I own, and so I thought, well, what's the ugliest color I can find? Now, believe it or not, technically, I don't think this is an ugly color. I like this color, but maybe not on a piece of farm equipment. But this isn't the ugliest color I could think of. I'm not quite sure which one it is. I'd have to see. I think it's probably a combination of one or two different colors. So if you had purple and lime green or something, that might be a little atrocious in anybody's book except for Scorpion. Purple. Yeah, I named it, what the hell? Barney? Was it Barney that was purple? This is Barney. Barney 1.2. Several hours at least. We had a lot to catch. Yeah. I saw a lot. I saw more Minecraft than I wanted to see in the next month. I'm just kidding. Man, you should see it. Unfortunately, he didn't build on my server. Otherwise, I could have showed you it, but it would have taken all day to show you anyway. I don't think you could show you everything he's done in a 2-hour live stream. Like I said, he's light years ahead of me because I'm only doing 45 minutes at a time when I record. And you don't get a lot of work done in 45 minutes. Not on Minecraft. What's that over there? Oh. I forgot I had this guy going. All right, let's get him going. Whoa. No. Where are you going? Oh, I have it set on the first waypoint. I don't want that. Let's set it on nearest waypoint and try that again. There he goes. Look at that neat windrow. Who dis? Hey, Bill. Lori's in the house. Hi, Lori. Frank's in the house. Frank's the happiest guy here because he got a new shift at work. I don't blame him either. Day shift would beat a nighttime shift any day. Well, now wait a minute. Let's see that. Daytime would beat a nighttime shift any day? Doesn't quite make sense. Night shift, day shift beats night shift any night. There you go. That makes more sense. Bill, what's happening, buddy? Are we doing pizza today? Carol was at Costco. So I think Jeff got a Costco hot dog. Amy got a couple slices of pizza. And Carol and I got some kind of a turkey sandwich. I couldn't eat the turkey sandwich, and they use some kind of a roll that if you overcook it gets hard. And so I just took the damn roll off because I don't need the bread anyway, and ate the inside, which was the turkey and the goody stuff, whatever's in the turkey. Frank's doing it my way. He's doing it my way. And I'm no Frank Sinatra, although I think I could sing better than he could. Dean Martin was one that I thought sang better than Frank Sinatra. Frank was okay, but I didn't think he was that great. 4 to 12. 4 to 12. What did you do? Were you a desk watch-a-dinger? Because if you're one of the cleaners, you got to have them clean before midnight. Yeah, they get there at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, you can't check in till midnight, but you have to pay for today. Now I'm gonna have to get. I never did. I didn't remember to try to update the auto load. I don't know if it's even available for update. But again, like I said, Thursday there was a half hour I had to wait for an update. Today, I had to wait for a 10-minute update. And what's going on with all the updates? What are they doing? They can't be fixing the game because it doesn't look any different. I don't know what they're doing. All right, what's going on? Why is this thing not working? How come I can't? Oh, there we go. All right. Well, I wish they wouldn't change the camera. Like, look, I fixed the camera the way I wanted it, and when I go back, it's right back inside. Damn it! Stop it! Stop it! I don't like that. I was a cook in a 3-star restaurant at the hotel, Westin Hotel at the Galleria in Dallas. For reference, though, Scorpion, you say it was a 3-star restaurant. How's that scaled? I mean, is it your a 1-star or a 3-star, or is it 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10? How's the scale on that? Oh, needed an update. Yeah, they did an update. They waited for the mod authors to fix the broken mods and then did another update. Teach you damn modders. Those modders have to stay on their toes, man, I'm telling you. Hugo, thank you for the follow. Hugo gets a free tractor if somebody's available to do it for him. I haven't been running the game on my other computer, so I can't jump over there and do it. For me to do the tractor, I would have to window out of the game. I'd rather not do that. I can do that, but I'd rather not. But anyway, you get a free tractor if you follow or subscribe. So we get you a tractor here, all free. There you go. Biggest, most expensive tractor we could find. And it's easy to drive away. It only takes 3 fingers. Anyway, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Frank's doing Bill's drive. That's Bill's meme over there. Oh, 3 out of 5? Okay. It's a scale 3 out of 5. Oh, that's not Scorpion that updated that. 3 out of 5, huh? 3 out of 5, I guess, was supposed to be a high end. Okay. Well, it depends on what day they checked it, I suppose. If they go in there and do an inspection, find rats in the kitchen, then okay, it's only a 3 this week. I've had a rough week. Today's tax day, but that's not why I've had a rough week. I've had my taxes done for a couple of weeks now, and I had a little bit of battle with the state over my taxes, but that's all straightened out. And actually they owe me money, and I got a check for $50 from them. So hoop-de-doo. So yeah, I had a little bit of a fight with the state over my taxes this year. Nothing serious, but today is my son-in-law's birthday, and I only remember that because it's tax day. I can't remember my own birthday, but I can remember his because tax day. Tax day. Victor, happy birthday. That scale was reviews, not inspections. Oh, I don't know. What's the difference? Am I supposed to believe what they write in a goddamn newspaper over somebody that's actually inspecting the restaurant for cleanliness and shit? Because I ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna take the newspapers. All right. I'm not gonna take their word for anything. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. All right, grass is ready to pick up. Besides, I think the chef, if you were the chef, it should be up to you what stars to have. If I was the chef, I'd say, hey, we're 5-star, man. And then if somebody questioned me, I said, well, prove me wrong. Well, I didn't like the spaghetti. Well, it's not a spaghetti house. It's a steakhouse. That's 5-star spaghetti for a steakhouse. I mean, you can argue anything if you want to. But it's only 3-star spaghetti today because the spaghetti chef is off. Yeah. We had this soup guy doing spaghetti this week, and it didn't add up. And then you have to ask the question: is spaghetti considered soup? Because there's big question now about whether a hot dog is a sandwich. Tuesday drops at Taco Bell. All right, Taco Bell sent me a text on something or another. We're almost ready to start plowing here. I guess I could get him lined up. You know, I could actually start plowing because it looks like he's got the headland done already. That I won't have to worry about the headland. And headland's done already. And if those guys aren't done picking up the straw, then too bad, it's going to be plowed up. I don't need the straw. I'm just using it as extra income. So I'm going to go ahead and start this guy because I want to get this field done. Because I can't damn wait to get to them potatoes. Oh, why did I have to do that? What field is this? Field 7. Okay. So field 7, we got get us a course. Of course. The famous Mr. Ed. I bet I'm the only one here that's ever seen Mr. Ed. Alrighty, F7. Harvest F7? No, it's plow F7. Plow F7. And then load the course. And then nearest waypoint, no. First waypoint, yes. Start. Oh, he's going to do it his way. The anniversary of the Titanic sinking, April 15, 1912. Wow. It's a busy day. But what I was saying was I've had a busy time, and for those of you that are keeping count, which nobody does, nobody watches my videos anymore, so I don't really care. So Monday I didn't have a Minecraft video up because I haven't had time to work on Minecraft this week. I was just really busy. I went to record, and I had Discord on, and Scorpion jumped in and started talking, and so I couldn't record. 5 or 6 hours later, I was too tired to record, so I didn't get a recording done of Minecraft this weekend. And then I had birthdays. What else was going on? All kinds of crap-a-doodle-doo was going on this week. So I didn't get around to doing. I didn't do any recording all week long, but thank God, the recording of the game that I am playing, I've got about 30 weeks worth already recorded. So I'm good for a half a year. Mr. Ed was awesome. Yeah, the guy that played Mr. Ed's owner, the guy that played that part, he's also the guy that does the voice of Scrooge McDuck. I don't know if you knew that. And he was the best friend of the guy that went back in time in the Time Machine, the original Time Machine movie. They've made a couple of movies of the Time Machine since then, but the original one, back in the 60s or so, that had Rod Taylor in it. The guy that played the owner of Mr. Ed was his best friend that took care of his business when he didn't come back from the past. I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure the story in the book, the guy goes back and I think he goes back and forth, but he ultimately goes back, and he goes back too far, and then he goes in the future, and in the future, there's some kind of apocalypse or something, and there's radiated people living in caves and crap dude like that. But he gets to a point where he falls in love with his chickapoo, and he comes back to the present, and he decides, this is bullshit, man. There's people sleeping in the streets and pooping in San Francisco. I'm going back to the past.
Oh, yeah.
And he takes another trip in the time machine and never comes back. And so this guy playing his best friend. He takes care of his stuff and explains to people what happened and finishes the story off. Andy's in the house. Hey, Andy. How you doing? It's getting hot in here today. We've had a couple of days that were, like yesterday was up to 70 degrees. We've had 2 summers.
All right.
The last 2 summers we didn't have 70 degree weather. Cheers, Andy. But we got it yesterday out of the clear blue sky from 50 to 70 and then back to 50 again. Although I think it might be. Well, it's 56 today, so it's almost 60. But yesterday was 70. I think Friday we're supposed to have another 70 degree day. And I have to tell you, I live on the coast, on the ocean. If we don't have sunshine, we don't get 70 degree weather. So if the weatherman says it's going to be 70 degrees, we know it's going to be sunny because there's no other way to get 70 degrees. And that's the size of it. I'm telling you. Why did he stop? Why does he keep doing it? He's full. Never mind. Never mind. He knows what he's doing. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get this guy going. We're going home. See if we can get back home. What's new in Lori's life? And where's Rob today? Did you forget to untie him out of the closet? That's what I used to do to my kids. I just tie them up in the closet. If I wanted to play with them, I'd let them out. Didn't happen too often. I'd take them out about once a week, take them in the front yard and hose them off. Get a clean robe, put them back in the closet. The hardest part of that whole routine was I had to soundproof the closet, but other than that, once that was, I only had to do that once. 75 there. Well, I feel pretty good about 70 then. And I'd rather 70 than 75 anyway. Because we're not used to the warmth. So 70 is hot for us. 75 would be a scorcher for us. Pissing with rain today. Yeah, I looked at the schedule for the rest of the week, and it's partly cloudy, but that's not rainy. I didn't hear a day of rain. It said partly cloudy, partly sunny, sunny, partly cloudy, partly sunny. What's the difference between partly cloudy and partly sunny? Unless you're talking about parts. If the parts are 50-50, it's the same thing, wouldn't it? If 50% sunny or 50% cloudy. So if you said partially cloudy or partially... See, the partially doesn't mean a damn thing, does it? It could be sunny all damn day except for an hour of where the sun comes over. I mean, a cloud comes over and blocks the sun, and that would be partly sunny. So you're not getting any information if it says partly sunny or partly cloudy because they don't define what the partly is. Okay, I have no reason to save this straw, so I'm going to sell it. And it'd be easy to get straw back anyway. I just plant some weed or something. 60 degree. Has anybody made lemonade or iced tea yet? I'm jonesing for some iced tea. I'm not one of these kind of guys that can take a cup of tea, set it down, and it's cold because it's not on any kind of heat. And so it's now iced tea. Carol's that way. If Carol has a cup of tea and she doesn't drink it, which has happened yesterday, and I knew she left for the day because whenever she goes shopping, she's gone for the friggin' day. So she left to go do something, and that was what was hassling us this week. I forgot. Anyway, I'll get back to that. She left her cup on the heater back here, so I thought, what are you gonna burn the house down? So I turned it off, and I put a cover over the cup. So, a saucer on top of the cup. And so when she got home, I said, I didn't know what to do with your tea, so I just left it there. I would have, if it was mine, I would have dumped it out and got a fresh cup. And she says, no, I'm going to drink it. Oh. She says, it's iced tea now. I'll just throw some ice cubes in it, and I don't think that's iced tea when that happens. I just think it's tea that got cold. I don't like that. When I want iced tea, I want something that's supposed to be iced tea. What's going on here? Oh, the plow is trying to take over. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. I got to fix that. Okay, plow, stop. You're in trouble. Just stop right there. Stop. Let that guy go. Is he full? He might be full. Let's see. Which one's this? That's the empty one. Which one's that? Which one's that? Which one's that? Which one's that? Okay. He's not full. He's just being a crybaby. Oh, he's done. Oh. Okay. This is the end. So he was the one in the way, sitting there drinking a beer while the plow couldn't get his work done. That's just rude. Okay, so I can empty him. Oh, he's already got straw in him. Let's have him go take the... Oh, wait. What's going on here? Okay, we'll let him start again. No, not the first. Nearest. Okay, we're going to take the purple one that's already got straw in it. We'll get him started where the other one ended. And then we'll take the empty one and start getting that grass picked up over there. Iced tea buddies with Ice Cube. Mostly sunny. Somewhere at night. Mostly sunny. It's mostly sunny at night, mostly. Anyway, remember I told you I couldn't get any recording done. It's because of Chewy. Chewy's dying. And we finally decided, after hours of crying, Carol's so upset. And here's the thing. Carol hasn't slept in months because of the dog. And Chewy's not doing well. And he's up every hour or so. He can't walk. She has to pick him up and carry him outside to go to the bathroom. But most of the time, she hasn't caught him. And so he's peed himself or he's crapped himself because he can't get up to get away from where he's peeing. And his turds are solid black. They're as black as that tractor tire there. That means he's swallowing blood somehow. He's bleeding somehow. And he's got arthritis. He can barely move. He can't walk very well. He has a couple times a day where he does get up and walk in to get some water and some food. And so Carol kept saying, well, I don't want to put him down if he's still eating good. And I said, yeah, maybe, but he's hurting. I mean, and she thinks it's murder if she puts him down. And anyway, she hasn't slept in months because he wakes up about every hour and is barking because he has to go to the bathroom. He can't hold it, or he has to poo and he can't hold it. And so she has to get up, take care of him, and then she can't get back to sleep. So she goes in my office and grabs a book and starts reading, and she gets maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night, and it's really affecting her. She's 75 years old. She can't be doing that. Well, she'll be 75 next month, in about 30 days. Anyway, she has been just crying half the time, whether worried about the dog, or because she's so tired, she can't move, and she's so tired all she can do is cry. And so this has been going on for months. Well, Sunday, it finally came to a head when he crapped all over himself again, and the only thing she can do is take him back in the sink out in the garage. We've got one of those great big sinks in the garage for, there's sinks that are about 3 or 4 foot deep, kind of a thing. She puts him in that. It's easier than trying to bathe him in the shower or the regular tub because she can't bend over, and the sink is waist high, so she doesn't have to bend over to wash him. Anyway, hang on, give me a minute. All right, now you can go. Sunday she finally decided we got to do something, so she washed him up, gave him a shower, went to the store, bought him some what do they call that chicken that's cooked on rotisserie. She bought him some rotisserie chicken so he could have a decent last meal, and was all ready to take him in. Amy was supposed to go with her to help her and give her support. And we had a whole bunch of crap go wrong Monday morning. And it was late Monday afternoon before everybody was free to do anything. And she had given him his last meal, and he ate it so good that he was up kind of walking around a little bit. And he had just got his arthritis shot. We give him an arthritis shot once a month for about $80. And he just got that a few days ago, and maybe it kicked in, maybe the chicken kicked in, and he's walking around, and it's kind of late in the day, so Carol says, well, I guess he's got a reprieve. I can't take him in now. So I told her, and she said, I said, but here's the thing. I said, you're still not going to get any sleep, and now you're going to have to go over this all over again. You know, you're going to have to go through this, okay, it's time, all over again. And, you know, it's just too much. I feel sorry, but my God, he's 17 years old. He was only supposed to live about 14 or 15 years. So he's had a good life. Ice tray is an empty shell. What'd I miss? Matthew's in the house. He has a rapper, ain't he? He's a rapper? Oh, Ice-T, yeah. Well, he was. He's an old man now. Ice-T and Ice Cube. Yeah, they live in the same glass. You didn't know? It's the end of the straw as we know it. An ice cream cone? Well, Chewy's always, his favorite thing was rotisserie chicken. Whenever we bought one, we'd give a couple pieces to him, and he just loved that crap. And it perked him right up, so we figured we'd give him a last meal. Now, I'm telling you, his next last meal is going to be a pot of spaghetti. I don't care. What are you pointing at? Addie just walked in with a piece of pizza. Gonna steal one of my pops. You wait. Don't take the. All right, leave my. Everybody's drinking my Baja Blast, and I only got one. Oh, get that demon out of here. I call the cat the demon. I'm not the only one. Jeff thinks she's a demon too. 17 pounds of devil, I'm telling you. Oh, I forgot this guy. Addie just came in to steal one of my Code Reds. She keeps telling me that that when she gets paid from her job, she'll replace it. But then by the time she gets home, she's spent all the money. On every payday. She gets home and there's no money left. Oh, I'm sorry, I spent it. Trailer's pretty dirty. I still haven't found a replacement map yet. Is anybody playing anything different that's good? Well, who am I fooling? I haven't really been looking. I did about 2 weeks ago. I went through and for about an hour I looked at maps, and I didn't find anything that interested me. I've got a couple maps that are kind of fun to play, but that's not my style. And so I had fun with them for about a half hour. Then I get tired of not being able to drive from one field to the other because the damn roads are too small. All right, what are we doing? I got to do this. We need to clear the course. Grass 1 fert, grass 1 seed, grass 1 harvest. That's it right there. And we're going to load that. And then first waypoint. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I feel sorry for Chewy and everything, but I'm a different kind of a person. The rest of the family gets mad at me because I just think it's just a dog, and you know, he's had a good life. He's had a better life than I've had. I didn't get pampered like that. I didn't get special food every day and sleep every day and sit and watch TV all day long. And, you know, he had a better life than I've had. And to me, a dog and a cat are just animals. When we were kids, we didn't even name them. You know, we had a dog and he was Dog. We never had animals in the house. We grew up on a farm. They had a job to do, and it wasn't laying around the fireplace. And so, you know, even with the cows and the pigs, we never named them. They had tags in their ears. That's number 12. Why would you name a cow you're going to eat? Oh my God, we're eating Rosie. It's kind of stupid if you think about it. I feel bad, don't get me wrong. I'm feeling bad that we have to put him down. I don't want to put him down either. But like I said, he's obviously digesting blood, or his poop wouldn't be solid black. His arthritis is bad. He's skin and bones. He doesn't weigh what he did, and he can't walk half the time. Sometimes he can get up 2 steps to get it down the sunken living room and back out again, but sometimes he can't. We have to haul him out. I mean, he's hurting. In my opinion, that's got to be painful. So I don't want to see him suffer either. Oh my God, dog 2 just ate dog 1. Oh no, what are we gonna do? I'm not heartless. I mean, you know, I'll shed a tear for Chewy when he's gone. But our life's gonna be better because Carol's, like I said, Carol hasn't slept in months. We can't go anywhere because nobody wants to take care of him. And again, he's a dog. I'm not going to pay for a kennel. They're lucky I pay for the arthritis medicine because I got arthritis. I don't take no damn medicine. I just take a shot of whiskey. Better for you anyway. No, I don't do that. Yeah, like I said, it's not that I'm heartless. If somebody dies that I know or is my family, I won't go to the funeral unless I'm forced to. It affects me too hard. I get so upset. I'm upset for months, and so I try not to dwell on that kind of stuff. It affects me too hard. I can't sleep. You know, I'm still that way. I have nights I can't sleep just worrying about me dying. And I'm not even sick. Not now, anyway. Was, but last week. But I'm taking out the fact I've got a bad heart. I'm taking out the fact I'm diabetic. I'm taking those things out because I've got those. There's nothing I can do about it except for try to take care of myself. And I take very good care of myself. Even though I've got diabetes, my blood sugars are right where they're supposed to be every day because I'm careful about what I do. And I know how to take care of myself. I know how to take care of the diabetes. Anyway, so I don't think about that. So when I'm saying I can't sleep because I worry about myself dying, I don't know what the hell that's about. It just happens. I'll wake up in the middle of the night thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die. You know, I got stuff I want to do. I want to see that next Marvel movie, or, you know, I want to read that next book that hasn't been written yet, that from a guy that I like to read. That's what I think about. I think about, well, geez, it's close to Christmas. Can I just make it another month to get through Christmas? I do have one thing, and I told my kids this weekend when we were all commiserating over Chewy. I said I only have one prayer when it comes to that kind of thing, and that is that I don't outlive my children. I don't want to outlive my children or grandchildren. That would be awful. And so as long as I go first, and I don't want to outlive Carol. And she's 3 years older than I am. Man, this is pleasant. What else we got to talk about? I can't think of anything that's fun. Anybody doing any fun out there except for Scorpion building a multi-level city someplace in Minecraft? Anybody? We go back to talking about iced tea if you want. I'm kind of easy on iced tea. I just want regular iced tea, and if it's that Lipton's iced tea that we used to have, that everybody's probably had in their life, that's good enough for me. I don't care. Except for I got to the point where I really got into drinking that Snapple Ice peach tea, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. It's been a while since I've had any of that, but I don't mind that. But I'm pretty big on normal stuff, like potato chips for me, just a regular potato chip. That's all that's great for me. I don't want onion dip. I don't want dill and cheese. I don't want, some crazy kind of chip. I've said this before. If I want garlic or onion on a chip, I'll get a dip. I'd rather use a dip and just have the regular chip. So I don't like special stuff. And like tea, I just want tea. Just the normal stuff. I've got certain things that I do like that would get beyond that. So I'm not stuck in that. That's not 100%. Like beef jerky. I like beef jerky, but what I buy is peppered beef jerky because I like that better. So if I was going to drink tea, I would pick one like maybe the Snapple peach tea or a peach tea of some kind, because I did enjoy that. And then that's what I would drink, period. I'm not one for trying new things. Oh, look, we got some asparagus corn tea. You can have it. I gotta hurry up. This guy's gonna plow my field up before I get done. He's gonna. Maybe I should have kept that other quicker picker up. No, I'm on the last run here, aren't I? Maybe I can get this fast enough if I can. Was I at the other end? Where the hell was I? Right there. Yeah, this is the last run. Oh, we got it made. He's not gonna catch me. You have an iced tea machine? We had a thing called Mr. T, I think that did iced tea, or was it Mrs. T? We had some kind of a tea maker that did iced tea. God, that was years ago though. George Foreman's dead now. I can't even enjoy a hamburger cooked on a George Foreman now without thinking of George Foreman. Passed away a couple weeks ago. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just sitting here waiting for a soda. Give me something to do. Did you guys notice I got a haircut finally? Carol left a little bit right here in front that if I want, I could poof it up. But it's cut pretty short on the sides, but we're coming into summer, so. But yeah, I finally got my hair cut. God, that was awful, getting so long. All right, this guy's done. You're done. Stop. Put yourself away. Hey, plow missed something here. Wonder why they do that. It's kind of weird. Just that looked pretty flat right there. Why did he stop? Yeah, it looks pretty flat right there. That's odd. Mr. T pitied a fool and messed with his machine. Yeah, we use that. We've got two George Foremans, a small one that'll do a couple patties, and a bigger one that'll do like 4 patties. And we use it all the time because we're lazy people. Carol will go to Costco and buy beef patties, frozen beef patties that come in a like a tube, and it's like, I don't know, 30 or 40 beef patties, and you just take them off frozen, throw them on George Foreman, cook them up. They're not bad. Season them a little bit. Use some Lowry's or something like that. Seasoning salts of some kind. And they work really good. Those George Foremans, they work really good. I'm thinking they do. And they're a lot quicker than going out to the barbecue. And we used to have a gas barbecue, but I don't really care for the gas barbecues. They make the meat taste funny, I'm thinking. I like the charcoal barbecues. I've got the large size Weber. Those black Webers that just a barbecue. That's what I use with some kind of charcoal. The gas one was handy because you just turn the gas on, fry up your hamburger, and turn it off. Where am I going? He doesn't need to be going anywhere. Let's go finish this grass. I'm going to have him. This is leased right here. But before I send it back, Lucia James, hello, how are you? That reminds me of a song. What was that song? We'll get you a tractor. Everybody that follows gets a new tractor. What was that song that Kenny Rogers used to sing? Something about some kind of James. Reuben James. Go ahead, Lucia. You can tell me to stop talking. That's what usually happens. I've had people do that. I've had people send me a comment and said, you know, man, this guy's pretty interesting to listen to, but does he ever stop talking? They said that to me. I thought it was pretty funny myself. I thought it was hilarious. Remember that, Scorpion? I think Andy was here for that too. I can't remember. I mean, at least he gave me a compliment first. This guy's pretty interesting, but does he ever stop talking? I thought it was funny. All right. Did you get your tractor? I missed it. She got her tractor. I'm waiting for Lucia's suggestion. Ben, I tell you, this lag is terrible in this game. Yeah, I'm usually at least one per broadcast, right? Something like that. Money, money, money. Mr. ATP, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. He should get a tractor for that. What am I looking for? I'm looking for grass. There we go. Grass harvest. Oh, first we got to clear that, and then we'll do grass harvest and load that, and then if I do a nearest one here, we can do a nearest one. There, it's already set up for nearest one. So let's see. Oh, the nearest one for that's going to be the headland. I don't want to do that. There's your tractor thank you for the $249. Appreciate it. ATP. ATP, that's an interesting name. Where did you get that? Did I miss Lucia? I did miss Lucia. Hang on. Can you make your game even better if I add some things like animations to it? Like webcam overlay emotes logo? Well, I'll give you my regular answer for that, Lucia. I would enjoy that, but I'm not trying to grow my channel. I'm 72 years old. I've been doing this for, I don't know, since 2013. I've got 5,000 subscribers, which may not be much, but it's about all I can handle. I just do this for fun. It's just a hobby. I don't need any money. I'm retired. I got plenty of money to live on. And as a matter of fact, they're making me take more money out of my retirement than I want to take. But I'm being forced to take money out I don't want to take out. So I got to find ways to spend it. I'm not doing this for money. I do this for fun. It was just a hobby. And I don't care if the channel grows. As a matter of fact, if it does, I would be pleased. If I had 100 people come in today and subscribe, I'd be a happy camper. But when it gets to a certain point, it would just make work for me. Right now, I can get away with just doing a couple of live streams a week, throwing a few videos out there a week, and relaxing and having fun playing games. But if this channel starts growing, that means I've got to work. And that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to make money. I don't, it's just for fun. But if you've got a channel, I'd like to see it, because I'm interested in what the graphic artists and people are putting out. So I don't mind, looking at your work and everything. I'd like that, as a matter of fact. That's your initials? Oh, cool. ATP. Well, I always tell the story when somebody has an unusual name, that Rude Man comes from, my name is Rudy, and I used to work at a radio station in my youth. And when I entered the disc jockey booth, they would yell out, "The Rude Man's here." And so it's just a play on my name, Rudy. And when I started doing stuff on the internet, I couldn't think of a name, and so I said Rude Man. Well, shortly after that, I started doing videos, and people used to come in and they'd watch me for a little bit, and they'd say, "Why do you call yourself the Rude Man? You don't seem that awful rude." And I said, "Oh, I'm not rude at all, but it's part of it's just based on my name." And then I got to thinking maybe I should have chosen a different name. It's too late now. But anyway, so I'm always interested in where people get their names. Why do you call yourself the Chocolate Rainbow? You know, it's like, how'd you come up with that? It's an interesting name, but how'd you come up with it? Always interests me. It's kind of like me asking, what's the weather where you're at? Some people say, "Oh, you're just talking, you're just making time." But no, I'm actually a curious guy. I'm interested in stuff like that. I'm very interested on where people live, how they live. What do they do for fun? What do they do for work? Do you have a family? Are you a family man? Are you, or a woman? Stuff like that interests me a lot. I'm interested in that stuff. I'm just curious. So to me, it's not just conversation. It's getting to know. It's getting to know people. Why would you want to live stream if you didn't want to know who's watching? I mean, really know them. It would bother me if I was live streaming and talking to you guys, and I know absolutely nothing about you. I don't care about your life. I don't care about your dogs and your cats. That would be awful to me. I have to admit, you probably know more about me than you'd like to know. I'm pretty open book. I'm the same online as I am in real life, so I don't change anything. Well, he's about halfway done. I don't know what to plant. I've got carrots now and parsnips and a ton of potatoes. So I don't know what else to do. I'm looking for stuff I can do as a soup because I have a soup factory I want to start using. Let's look at that, see what we got. Soup factory. All right, so we have carrot soup, parsnip soup, and potato soup. I've got all of that. I didn't do any red beets, did I? I can't remember. And then the one on the bottom is a combination of 3 of these. So there's only one thing I don't have planted right now, and that's the red beets. And I don't know if I did any. I can't recall. Let's see. What did I plant up here? Wheat. I got wheat up here. Sadie! Yeah, Andy's not Andy anymore. That freaks me out, actually. He's Hamish McDougal. Okay, I did do red beets. This is red beets right here. Okay, so I got red beets covered. So what do I do now? I don't need any other fancy, unless I want to do... Okay, so this is barley. Oh, he's almost done. God, look at that. Now that's some rolling hills right there. All right, what do we got here? We got carrots here. That's not a lot of carrots. I could probably have more carrots, I suppose. And then this is the parsnips. Oh, yeah. That's a little bit of parsnips there. And then I was going to do carrots over here, too, and I screwed up. And we got barley growing there. Why? I don't know. So I could do this one in parsnips and this one in carrots. And then we'd have plenty of soup material. And if I have too much soup material and I need money, I can just sell the crop. I don't need money. I've got over 4,000 or 4 million in the bank. Excuse me. And that doesn't count what I've got in the silos. So if you dropped your name as a brand, did you pick up another one? Like, for example, what I mean is a lot of the people in here that I know with a certain name, when they come over to Discord, they've got a different name. I don't know who they are. I've had people come over to Discord, start talking to me like I'm their best friend. Who are you again? And they'll tell me, "Oh my God, why didn't you say so?" You know. Now Discord's a little different because you can change your name on Discord every day if you want to. So even though on Discord you've picked Mr. Ed and you're Mr. T over here, you can change Discord back and forth anytime you want. You just type in whatever you want to be called. And there you are. Bob's your uncle if you want to call yourself Bob. A grain Twinkie? What? A grain Twinkie. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. All right, I don't know what to do now. Oh, purple guy can go back. What's he doing? Why did he stop? That's odd. Why is he stopped? All right, let's send purple guy back. And he's done. He can stop anytime. What are you doing? What's your problem there? What am I going to do with him now? I got to take care of this guy or I'm going to forget. We'll go empty him out and then send him back. I just leased this purple one. That's why it's purple, so I can remember which one I did not own. I'm going to go see if the silo with silage in it needs any grass. If so, we'll just take this. Take a gas dump here. A gas dump, a grass dump. All right, hey, that worked out. All right, let's see. To get rid of this with the new UI, we have to go to Finance, Vehicles, and then let's jump down to Mr. Purple. Barney. We'll send Barney back. Which one's Barney? How do I know which one's least? It should say, shouldn't it? Okay, it would be this one. Doesn't it say leasing cost? Oh, there we go, right there. All right, that's the one. Okay, I knew it was because it's the one, if you look at the little map down there, over that way, the little map shows me where I'm at. And if I go to the other one, I'm out in the field. So I know it's not that one. It's not the one out in the field. But now it says leasing here, so I'll send it back. There we go. It'll say right here. I knew it said it someplace. So if you own it, it'll say you can sell it. If you don't own it, you have to return it. There we go. I knew there was something that I was missing. Don't you dare blame it on my age. All right. Now what do I do? I've got quite a bit of garlic over there, but I haven't fixed this mod yet that's broken. Okay, I got onions and garlic over here. I don't know what to do with it. I might just wait until I get this truck fixed. It's auto load isn't working, and I didn't get a chance to see if the mod got updated. You do Instagram for Talon Public Transit? Sweet. That's interesting. I got a buddy of mine lives in England and he works for the railroad system there. He works in some kind of a station. Isn't there a place on railroads where they sit in a room that's got, you know, all the tracks and little lights and stuff, and they direct the trains or something? I don't know. I don't know anything about railroad trains, but he does that. He controls the trains somehow. I haven't talked to him in a long time. He's a buddy of mine that I played with when I was doing Elite Dangerous. Oh, goodness gracious. I miss some of those guys. That was an awful thing to say. I should have said, I miss all those guys. I don't just miss some of them. I don't miss the ones I don't know. All right, so that was taking grass, and it took all of it, which means it can still take a little bit more. So I'll run this trailer up and see if I can dump a little bit more grass in the silage, and then I should go check and see if there's any silage that needs to be emptied. And I don't have animals, so I have no reason to keep the silage, so I'll probably just sell it. I'm just making silage because I just assumed that the silage would sell for more money than the grass. I could be wrong. But I've never been wrong before in my life, so I don't know. Hey, it took all my grass. That's a good sign. That's a good sign, because if it's taking grass, that means it's got silage that needs to be dumped. All right, let's see what we got here. What's in the silo? Canola, corn, grass. Oh hell, I got a ton of grass in there too. So I must have sold all the silage because I don't have any in storage. So let's get back in. God, this thing's dirty. Let's go wash this thing. Journey management or planner. Is that what they call it? Where are you in the world? Is it Talon or Talon? Talon? What part of the countries or the world do you live in? I'm assuming that I wouldn't presume to think that a railroad station in America looked like one in England or India or anywhere else. They may have similar instruments and stuff, but it's hard to say. Some are probably more sophisticated than others. I would imagine that a regular rail line wouldn't look like a high-speed one. And if you're in a different country, I'm assuming that all your signs and stuff would be in a different language. And that might be confusing. A station track switch. So you have to like switch the trains from one track to another, eh? They don't just jump the track if you go fast enough. Told you I didn't know anything about trains. I tried to play a train simulator because I thought, well, this will be boring and easy to play. Oh man, was I wrong. The damn train thing was harder to use than a flight simulator. Jeez. There's more to it than you think. Estonia, the Baltics. Sweet. That's interesting. All right, let's see what we got for silage here. Oh, we got almost 500,000 liters of silage. Oh, hell, where's Matt at? I miss soup du jour. What? How'd that happen? You know what I'm going to have today? Not Mountain Dew. I had a special delivery last night from Tokyo. Godzilla finally decided to share a little bit of his Dr. Pepper, so I'm going to do a Dr. Pepper today. We got a Dr. Pepper here. Dr. Pepper. Put it in the auto load. Give it a pop. Oh man, that's cold. And it's so refreshing. I do this every live stream, and I've had people ask me, well, does Mountain Dew give you support? Are you a sponsor? I wish. I drink enough of it. Anyway, we're going to do a cat dance, even though that's not Dr. Pepper. The cat's doing his Dew thing. But as soon as he's done dancing and he leaves the camera, he goes back to his Dr. Pepper. I got my cat trained well. Depends on the job. Also manage and control active lines to make sure no train meets another and everyone keeps moving. That's good. That's a good thing. You got a cherry Coke? Wow. I haven't had cherry Coke in a long time. All right, let's load her up here. So anyway, soup du jour today is Dr. Pepper. The pepper of your choice. I haven't had one for a long time. Well, let's check on this guy, see how he's doing. I might have to come back and do cleanup with this guy. Man, it's getting hot in here. I might have to kick a window open. Wow. Well, I did have the window open, but I've got blackout curtains behind me in the window. They're pretty heavy. And there wasn't much fresh air coming in. My air conditioner's in the closet. I'm gonna have to dig it out. I haven't. Jeff dug his out. Jeff was jealous because I had an air conditioner, and so he bought himself one last year. He actually needs it more than me. That kid will sweat out a bucket of sweat in a half hour. He's a big guy, 6'3", 290 pounds, or 80 something, I can't remember. Estonian, when it comes to me, OFC, we speak a different language. Almost every country does, but English is common as its business and politics language of the European Union. Yeah, it'd have to be something like that. Although technology's getting there with AI. They got this little thing now. Let's see. It's about the size of a phone, maybe a little bit smaller. And you select your languages, and you can travel with it. And you take the thing and select the languages you want, and then you say, "Hi, my name's Rudy," and then it immediately, you push a button and the thing says, "Hi, I am Rudy" in Spanish, just instantly. So it's a lot easier to instead of carrying a book with you, or maybe you're in Africa, click, 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 whatever they say in Africa. Anyway, technology's really getting there. I could mispronounce things in any language I want. I mean, see, I'm from America. We don't even speak good English. We speak America. We speak American. Hola, yo soy Rudolfo. Yeah, that's me. Your thermostat is set to AC almost all year anymore? Well, that'd be nice if you had it. We don't have, people in this area, no houses have air conditioning. Unless you do like I do and put a portable one in the window. Now, when I say I've got a portable one, it doesn't go in the window. It sits inside the house. It's a heat pump. And there's a hose that comes out of the heat pump and goes out the window to do the exhaust. And then it blows the cold air inside here. So it's a portable air conditioner that sits inside the room. And the only thing that goes out the window is a hose about that big. And so what Jeff did is to cover his window, he bought this thing that's made for this, and it's made for it's like canvas, and it gets hooked onto the window somehow, that when you open the window, the only opening is the hole. It's a pretty complicated looking thing. You had to Velcro it on, something or other. I went cheapo with mine. I bought a piece of plywood and cut it to exactly fit the window. So what I did was I took the screen for the window. Now, okay, maybe I need to explain the window. You know how some windows, there's two parts to the window, and when you open it up, you slide the bottom part up and it opens the window. Or you slide the top down and it opens a window. Or there's ones that they go this way where, you slide one window open. Okay, the ones that I have is a window that it's got a crank on it, and it opens like this. You just crank it open and it just, I'm not doing it straight. It just opens like that. It's a little bit different. So what I did was I took the screen, put it on a piece of plywood, marked it up, cut it that size, and then it's a real thin piece of plywood, and I just replaced the screen with the plywood, and I cut a hole in it so that the hose goes out, and I just taped that thing in. Well, you got those little things you twist and it holds it in. Yeah, I went cheapo. So I just opened my window. And the reason I did that is, now Jeff, when he wants to close his window, he has to take that damn thing off. Well, I don't, because that has nothing to do with the window. I can open and close the window anytime I want. So if it's windy or something, I can just close the window. Now there's too much information for you. Ben Bona, hello, how are you? Mr. ATP leaving? $1 a.m. Oh boy. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by, ATP. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I would die there. Definitely, Scorpion. I would die if it got any hotter than 70 degrees. Ah, you're from Sweden. Bill's not here, is he? Bill's from Sweden. I'm doing good. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we've got a couple people from Sweden that pop in here. Bill's one of my moderators. He pops in here once in a while. I'm doing great. Thank you very much. 2322 there. Yeah. The reason why I have always live streamed at the times that I do is because a lot of the people that watch my stuff are from Europe. And so I start my live stream at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. And for example, England is 8 hours ahead of me. So if I start at 1, they can still watch the video before it gets too awful late. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Everybody gets a new tractor. Boy, we're giving out a lot of tractors today. Yeah, everybody gets a new tractor if they follow or subscribe. Either subscribe on YouTube or follow on Twitch. And I give everybody a new tractor. The biggest, most expensive tractor we can find. Well, the biggest, fastest one that we can afford. And it's easy to drive away. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Do you have a dream? At 72, my dreams are pretty much day to day. Just getting up, stretching. Get in some fresh air and smell the roses. Yeah, Tim. Where is Tim anyway? Didn't I was wondering how his mom was. Yeah, I could be really corny and say I have a dream for world peace, but it isn't really corny. I think it would be a good thing. Things are getting crazy out there. Oh yes, yeah, I'm retired. I do this for fun. This is my hobby after I retired. So yeah, I don't do this to make money. I don't do it. I don't do it for any other reason than I like playing games, and I like to share, the joy of the games that I play with other people. It's just a hobby, and I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the fame. I don't necessarily think that anybody that does this kind of stuff is famous. Anybody could do it. It's just a hobby. I just do it for fun. What do you work with? If you're asking me what I did for a living, I could tell you, but it would take all day. I've done almost anything you can think of, from corporate banking to working on an ambulance as a paramedic to a photography studio. What else? I've done. I've worked several government jobs. I was a lab technician in a lab. I've done tons and tons. I could talk all day and tell you what I did. It's easier for me to tell you what I didn't do. Have I worked in the front line? Well, I'm not quite sure what you mean by front line. Um, if you're talking like military, I have a bad heart. I had open heart surgery when I was 6 years old. So I've had a bad heart my whole life, and I don't qualify for that kind of thing. I'll regret it. I tried to. I tried to get in. Um, my we had a military draft when I was young in America, and so when you turned 18, you had to go sign up for the military for the draft. And we were in Vietnam at the time, so we were drafting people. My draft number was 13. And I tried to get in the Air Force, I tried to get in the Navy, and they were trying to draft me into the Army. And of course, because of my heart, I couldn't go. But I wanted to. I wanted to go to Vietnam. I wanted to do my patriotic duty. Oh yeah, I was a volunteer fireman for a number of years. I was not just a paramedic in the ambulance. I actually managed the ambulance service. And I was their lead paramedic. So yeah, I've done both firefighting and by EMS, you mean emergency services, what we used to call that. Yeah, I wasn't a professional ice skater, but I certainly watched the women do it quite often. Oh, thank you, Ben. We have a cell phone service here that if you were what we call first responders. First responders would be fire, ambulance, police, that kind of stuff. If there's an emergency, you're the first on the scene. That's why in America we call it first responder. And this phone company that I have, cell phone company that I have, if you were ever a first responder, they give you a 15% discount on your bill. So I thought that was awful nice of them. All right, are we done now? Not quite. I got another run to go. So, commute time. How long does it take you to warm up the TARDIS? It's a short jump today, right? You want to be a farmer? Well, I was a farmer too. When I was young, I used to break horses when I was in high school. And we had a farm. When I was in high school, I used to get up in the morning quite early, and I'd go out and cut asparagus in the fields. And then I'd go to school on the bus. When I got home after school, I went out into the orchards and worked, because we had orchards as well. And I grew pigs and cattle, chickens. I broke horses. I grew up around the Yakima Indian Reservation in Washington State. And the Indian Nation used to have registered quarter horses. And they would turn them loose in the fields and stuff. And then they would pay me $200 to round up their horses and green break them. Green breaking a horse means that I would break the horse so that an experienced rider could mount them. So an experienced rider could put a saddle and a bridle and mount the horse. I didn't train them. I trained my own horses, but I didn't train those. I just what they call green broke them. And that just means that, again, an experienced rider could saddle them up and ride them, but they weren't necessarily trained. And I got $200 a head for that when I was just a kid. And in the summertime, sometimes I would go traveling. I had relatives that lived in other parts of the states that were in wheat country, doing what I'm doing right here in the game. And I would go and work the wheat, driving the combine or the truck, one of the two. See, I don't consider farming a job. Farming's a lifestyle, and it's a very good one. I can't think of anything better of a lifestyle than being a farmer. It just, you're working hard. It's hard work, and especially if you have animals, you can't just walk away. You have to take care of them every day. It's hard. It's not easy life, but it's a good life. And you're providing food for other people. You're doing a service. You don't have to live in the dang city. I hated living in cities. So yeah, it's a good life. It's hard work though. All right, what am I doing here? Am I ready to... Oh, well, that guy's pretty much done, isn't he? Where the heck is he? Oh, I just put him away. Oh, I wanted to catch up and do that spot right there. There's another spot over here. I ain't worried about it. Let's grab a seeder and seed these places up here. Wait a minute. Okay. What did I have? I had this. I only have the one field. I've done red beets. Let's do some more carrots, I guess. Let's get going with carrots here. Scorpion, no troubles with the teleporter today, I guess, huh? Oh, what else have I done? Oh, I was a long-haul truck driver for a while. I've done so many things I forgot half of it. I had a paper route when I was a kid. Actually, I had two of them. I had a smaller paper route. I wanted a bigger one. The guy that had the bigger one just quit. So they gave me the bigger one and the little one. So I had a huge route. And it was all on bicycle back then. We didn't deliver papers in a car. I had a bicycle. All right, what am I doing? Right here, let's do this one. So let's do what I say I was going to do. Carrots. Because I only had a small field of carrots. All right, we're going to do carrots, and this is field 7, was it? Yeah, that's field 7. Okay, so field 7, let's set up the course. Again, we are on seed 9. Let's clear that course. We're going to go to seed 7 and load that course. And then we want to go to the first waypoint. Let's turn our graphics on. And there he goes. Now I can double up on this because this is a big field. So let's grab, where's that other tractor? There we go. We can use this one. What state do I live in? I live in Oregon. I grew up in Washington State on the northwest coast of Oregon. If you look at a map of Oregon, and go down to the mouth of the Columbia where the Columbia River comes in. I live right there on the mouth of the Columbia River in a little town called Warrenton. And I've been here about 35 years. And before that, I was in the Yakima Valley, Washington State. All right, we're going to take this guy and double up on him. Is this, if I can get my control of my camera again. Yeah, I've done lots of jobs. And the interesting thing is, when I talk about my work life, people say, "What? You couldn't keep a job?" And that's not right at all, because when I list all those jobs I talked about, I started at the bottom. I started at the lowest job I could have, and I was up to management within a year or two. I was successful at every job I ever took, and I ended up retiring from the United States Postal Service. I was a postmaster. Now, it normally takes about 15 years to get your own post. But I was postmaster within a couple years. And I ended up retiring from the Postal Service. All right, now we're going to take this guy, and I'm going to choose 7 again. Okay, let's see. It's got to clear that. We're going to do seed 7 again. But this time, I want to go about halfway down the field and start him up so that these two can work together. So let's run up. It doesn't matter. Am I close to... well, I'm closer to this side over here. I'll come down here. Leslie's home. What tip? At 16, my very first tip would be enjoy your life. You've got it made at 16. You don't have to worry about working. You don't have to worry about paying the house bill. You don't have to worry about a car loan. Enjoy it. Just enjoy your life. And if you don't like school, the only thing I could say is I'm sorry. School didn't bother me. I didn't like it or dislike it. It was just part of your life. Everybody had to do it. You got to go to school. If you want to become something, you need to learn stuff. So my first advice is just enjoy your life. Enjoy your youth. Because when you get out of school, if you go to college, you go to college. If you don't, you got to go to work if you want to survive. You know, if you have ambition at all. My ambition was to have a family and a home and a car and, you know, enjoy life. Well, that took money. And so, you know, I tried to do the best I could, you know, with what I had. But I would just suggest just enjoy your life. If you go to college, learn all you can. If you don't, even if you go to work, I'll tell you how did I start when I started at the bank. I walked in the door and I said, what's the entry level job here? And they said, well, probably a teller working at the teller station, you know, at the bank. But they said, we don't have any openings there. Why do you want to be a teller? And I said, well, I don't really. I just want a job. I'd like to work at the bank. And I thought maybe that would be a starting point. And they said, well, you're not wrong. But they said, we don't have an opening. But if you go talk to that guy in that office in the corner over there, he works in the loan department as a loan collector, and I think he's looking for somebody. Go talk to him. So I did. And he offered me the job. So, but within a year and a half, about 18 months, I was the head of that department. I wasn't the manager of that department, but I was the head of the people that were actually working that department. They had one guy that sat in office and managed the department. He managed all the people. But then there was another person that was the lead of that department that actually the people worked for. That was me in 18 months. Within 2 years, I was a loan officer. Every job I've had, I've done that. When I went to work at the post office, I knew nothing about the post office. But within a year or two, I was a postmaster. How did I do it? Every job has rules and regulations and things that you need to know about. When I wasn't working, when I wasn't working, I was reading. So at the post office, for example, there's rules and regulations for everything. You've got something you want to ship from the United States to Britain. What are the rules and regulations? What things are prohibited or restricted? There's books that thick that tell you all of that stuff, and there's more than one. So what I would do is, when I was in between customers or not having anything to do or on my lunch hour or at home, I would take those books and I'd start reading and I'd start studying them. So the next thing you know, I was a part-time worker. I only had a part-time job. I only worked about 30 hours a week in an entry-level job at the post office. I was a window clerk. So in the morning, I sorted mail into the post office boxes. In the afternoon, I worked the window and sold stamps and took in parcels. Entry-level kind of a thing. But I knew so much about the post office from reading all the regulations that I used to have postmasters in the surrounding area in these little towns on the coast would call me when they had to do something they didn't know how to do it. For example, that parcel going to Great Britain. How do you do that? And I would know, and I would tell them. So I had all these other postmasters calling me when they needed help with stuff they didn't know. When it came time for an opening, I applied for it, and they says, well, you haven't worked here very long. And these other postmasters would call and give me a recommendation and say, he's the one we call when we need information. So I ended up getting postmaster pretty damn quick. I didn't have to wait 15 years. But that's what you do. Whatever you're going to do for a living, do the best you can do. Do it every day, and learn as much as you can about what you're doing. Every job that I took, in my mind, I owned the job. This is my job. This is Rudy's store. This is Rudy's post office. This is Rudy's ambulance service. And I worked like it was mine. I didn't try to act like it was mine. That's not what I mean. What I meant was, I did the job like I would do it if it was my business. That's how I worked. I did the best job I could do. If there was something needed to be done and I didn't have anything to do at the time, I would do it. If I was in an office and I'm in between duties and the toilets need cleaned, I'd do it. Now, did I literally clean the toilets? No, we had a janitor for that. But what I mean is, if something needed to be done, I would jump in and do it, even though it wasn't my job, as long as I knew how to do it. But you get promoted pretty fast when you're a hard worker and you know what you're doing. I would learn everybody else's job, even if I never worked it. I would know what they needed to do. Then if somebody called in sick and it was a job higher than mine, a job level higher than mine, I would go to the manager and say, I've been reading about this. I know how to do that job. If you need help. And that's how I got promoted. When that job opened up, who do you think they're going to choose for it? They chose me because I already knew how to do it. And so I moved up pretty fast in every job I've ever had. It's just hard work. Just hard work, and know what you're doing. Be willing to learn. What am I doing here? Oh, I was going to do... No, I don't want to do that. Stop. I want to do nearest waypoint. There we go. I always had the attitude that, do I want to work for a living? Hell no. I'd like to stay home and play games all day and watch TV and play with my kids and stuff, but somebody has to pay the bills. Well, if I have to go to work every day and put in 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever it is, if I have to do that, I might as well work as hard as I can, because that only benefits me. I didn't do anything halfway. And that always meant I never had to ask for a raise. I always got one. I never had to ask for a promotion. I usually was in line for one. And, you know, if you've got to work, might as well do the best you can do. I probably inundated you with too much information, but it's Scorpion's fault. He's supposed to tell people not to get me involved in conversations. Steve's here. Hey, Steve, how are you? See? I'm so busy talking, I didn't even see Steve come in. What's happening down there, Steve? How's life treating you? I haven't seen you for a while. Did anybody notice that I'm doing potatoes? How'd that happen? Hang on. How did that happen? I wasn't supposed to be doing potatoes. Was I doing carrots? You know, before I get carried away here. Yeah, he's doing carrots, so he's doing the right crop. I'm not. Dang it. That's what I get. That's what I get for not paying attention. A cyclone? Oh my God! Well, you can keep those down there. I don't want to go through that. I've been pretty lucky in the Northwest. We don't really have severe weather too bad. Like we don't get hurricanes and tornadoes. Have we ever had high winds? Of course we have. But, okay, let me get this thing backed up here. But yeah, we don't have to be like scared to death of. The only thing we've got to worry about where I live are tsunamis. There's a fight. There's a plate just off the ocean that could move at any minute. We'd have a tsunami. Earthquake. You know, they have those plates, you know, of land that can shift and slide, causes an earthquake and crap like that. That's about the only problem we have. Well, we're still too dang close to Yellowstone. If Yellowstone goes off, the whole country's gone anyway. You're having a hard time in school? It can happen. What classes do you like? Yeah, you want to frighten yourself, go watch videos on Yellowstone and what could happen if Yellowstone went off. What they didn't realize for years and years and years about Yellowstone is they just think it's some nice little geysers. But when you go up and take a satellite view of it, those geysers are all part of one huge volcano. The geysers are just little spots that come up. But the whole damn thing's a volcano. If it goes, the whole country is gone. Because even if you don't get hit by the blast, even if you're not close enough to get hit by the blast, all that crap that's going up in the air is going to cover the daylight, and the weather's going to be atrocious. The atmosphere is going to be bad. I hope it doesn't happen in my lifetime. I hope it doesn't happen in yours either. You're a freshman? Well, you've got time. What classes do you like? Is there something that you're really good at? Yeah, like I said, if you want to get scared and you live in the United States, watch that video. That'll scare the holy bejesus out of you. If you don't want to get scared, don't watch it. Just don't worry about it, because there's nothing you can do about it. Just don't even think about it. Ben Bona, I was going to suggest this. Number one, I would learn to read as well as I could, and I would make myself like it. I would make myself enjoy it. If you can read and enjoy it and read well, you can learn anything. That would be my number one. The next one would be to try your best to learn mathematics. I know it's hard for a lot of people and a lot of students, but here, do the best you can. I was a math major, and I went into data programming when I was in college. Graduated second in my class. But, so math is important, and I was good at it. But let's say you're struggling with math. Do the best you can. But, if you're struggling with math, I would say, if you're good at reading, that's the best thing you can do, because if you're not good at math, you can use a calculator. Okay? Do the best you can, but just remember, you can always use a calculator to do math. If you can't read, you can't learn. So I would concentrate on doing the best I could at reading. I would learn to love it. I started reading when I was young comic books like Superman and Batman, Fantastic Four, those kinds of things. And I loved it. I loved reading comic books. And what that did was that taught me to read and taught me to love reading. And so when I got a little bit older, I got away from comics and started reading books, all kinds of books. I've been an avid reader my whole life. And I love reading. I've learned everything I know from reading. So but I've talked to people that say, "Oh, I hate reading. I won't read ever. I just hate reading." I know an airline pilot that hates reading. He won't read if he doesn't have to. Yeah, I feel sorry for him. But yeah, that would be my two biggest things would be learn as much math as you can. If you can't, don't worry about it as long as you know how to read. If you can read, you can learn anything. Cassius King, deep fried dog knuckle. Deep fried dog knuckle. Somebody needs to barbecue. Anybody got a barbecue going today? I haven't seen one. Yeah, Steve, me too. Me too, Steve. Hey, the herd's here. Bring the herd in. We're hungry. We need some beef. Cassius says Farm Sim is his favorite game. Ben said he's good at driving and tractor and school time. He can read. He's dyslexic. Well, you can compensate for that. It just takes. It's hard. It's hard. But just do the best you can. And like I said, you're 16, and enjoy life. Don't worry too much about it. Do the best you can, because it's in your own benefit. But enjoy being a kid. You're going to have to grow up sooner than you think. So enjoy it. I tell my grandkids the same thing. Just enjoy life while you're young. Need beef? Run away, run away. You're playing FS25. My favorite was Farm Sim 17. I still think that was my favorite one. And it was only because of mods. The mods were good. Dogfoot. Hey, Dogfoot. Do you like indulgent century eggs? Huh? Fingernail in French is ongle. Really? Well, if it's French, they're going to try to cook it. The French will eat anything. Snails. Whatever they can pour gravy on. A girl you went to school with that was dyslexic, she read her book upside down, and that helped. Yeah, I don't know. You can get help for that nowadays. Back in my day, when I was young, they didn't even know what the hell dyslexic was. They didn't even know what it was. They knew this kid wasn't good in school. They didn't know why. And it was years later to find out, well, he couldn't read. But they have help for that now. I don't know what. I've never known anybody that. I've never personally been around anybody that was dyslexic, so I don't know what they do. But the secret is knowing. The secret is knowing that you have a problem. Nowadays, almost everything that's written is also in audio. Not everything, but a lot. There's a lot. If you're interested in a book and you can't read it, buy it on audio and listen to it. You can still learn that way, or you can teach yourself to learn that way. Yeah, with technology, there's more ways to skin a cat. I mean, with AI, if you've got something on your computer you can't read, they've got AI that can read it to you. When I was flying in Elite Dangerous, I had a program that I could use my microphone and tell my ship what to do. I could tell my ship to take off. I could tell my ship to go faster. I could tell my ship, and I would just give it commands, and it would do whatever I needed it to do. He spelled my name wrong. Oh, I was going to call you Cassius Clay until I saw the ing on the end of K. If you know who Cassius Clay was. Although Clay spelled with a C. More ways to skin a cat? Okay, I got a question. Why in the hell would anybody skin a cat? What do you do after you skin it? And why does there have to be more than one way to do it? Doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, and now that we're talking about skinning cats, it's time for me to go anyway. Well, Ben, it's nice talking to you, kid. Don't stress out too bad about life. You're only 16. Enjoy it while you can. You can get help for things. You'll be fine. Do the best you can. That's all any of us can do. Usually, if you need help, you have to want help. If you want help, you're going to find it. If you ask for it, you'll find it somewhere. The important thing is understanding that you have needs and you want help. Don't ignore it, because people won't know. When will you stream next time? What is today? Tuesday? I'll be on Thursday. I do farming Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock Pacific time to 3 o'clock. And I'll be back on Thursday. In the meantime, I'm out of here, I guess. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. And I'll see you. Hopefully, I'll see you Thursday. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you. Steve, take care of yourself, buddy. Good to see you again. Ta-ta for now.